We often mistake sheer volume for true authority, but true confidence sits perfectly still, completely unfazed by the noise. Psychologists call this the fearless mind. In practice, it is dark confidence, a state of unsettling calm that emerges specifically when a high-stress situation begins to collapse. Curious, leaning in. We build this psychological armor by deliberately rewiring our biological responses, essentially hacking the brain to shut down fear. Modern society's obsession with external validation creates fragile egos. We have reached a point where our brains process a simple social critique with the same intensity as a physical threat to our survival. Psychologist Daniel Goleman identified this exact primal reaction as the amygdala hijack. When the brain senses a threat, even an abstract one like professional failure, it immediately floods the system with cortisol and adrenaline to prepare for a fight. This sudden chemical flood disables the rational frontal lobes. The brain effectively hijacks your ability to think logically, forcing you into an irrational, panicked response. Mastering dark confidence requires us to intercept this biological panic before the chemical surge can take control. The legendary psychiatrist Carl Jung argued that we all carry a shadow, a collection of deep insecurities and flaws that we desperately try to hide from the world. A fragile ego wastes immense energy protecting that shadow. Dark confidence, however, involves turning around and shaking hands with it. By actively accepting your absolute worst traits, you effectively strip away the ammunition others might use against you. This functions as a form of exposure therapy. By intentionally hunting down discomfort, seeking rejection, or failing in public, you train your amygdala that social setbacks are not fatal. Over time, the fear center stops sounding the alarm. Surviving these moments builds an internal locus of control. You become the sole jury of your own value, rendering external attacks effectively powerless. We see the strategic value of this unbothered mindset in Machiavellianism, a trait usually associated with the manipulative dark triad of personality types. A historiometric study of American presidents, including leaders like Ronald Reagan, found a counterintuitive connection here. High levels of Machiavellian behavior actually predicted more effective charismatic leadership and higher performance ratings. These leaders shared a specific set of functional skills: extreme emotional regulation, expressive image building, and a cool detachment under immense pressure. This depersonalized detachment effectively bypasses the amygdala hijack. By stepping back from the emotional chaos, the leader keeps the frontal lobe engaged to make logical decisions in unstructured environments. Adopting this degree of emotional detachment provides a strategic tool for maintaining cognitive control when a crisis hits. Internal stability manifests externally through a three-part formula: power, presence, and warmth. Power is demonstrated competence. Presence is granting unhurried, focused attention, signaling you are secure. Warmth provides the safety signal, ensuring your power is experienced as supportive rather than arrogant. In practice, this means employing tactics like the deliberate 3-second pause before you speak. It signals thoughtful consideration rather than nervous reactivity. This triad creates magnetic leadership because it shifts your focus away from self-consciousness and onto the immediate needs of the situation. We have to ask what this psychological armor is ultimately for. It is easy to assume this mindset is meant for dominating others or winning arguments. However, Jordan Peterson argues that society relies on what he calls hierarchies of competence. Civilization functions by identifying the absolute best skill sets, from neurosurgeons to plumbers, to solve complex problems and prevent chaos. We need the most competent people at the top to ensure the system works. True dark confidence propels people to the top of these hierarchies. When you aren't wasting mental energy protecting a fragile ego, you can channel all of your resources into providing actual value to the world. This chart shows the trust equation, a metric used to measure how deeply others will follow and believe in a leader. The numerator consists of your ability to deliver results consistently while fostering safe, authentic relationships. The denominator is self-orientation, which tracks how much a person acts for their own validation. Because someone with dark confidence does not need external validation, their self-orientation approaches zero. As that bottom number shrinks, the overall trust score skyrockets. Ultimately, fearless confidence manifests as a quiet